I think for everyone, you always have to think what's in it for them. Always think about how can I add value to this person's life, not about what can I get this mortgage, how can I get this mortgage. You call clients, see how you can help them with their life, whatever you can do to help them. You call your referral partners, what is it that you can do to help them, not about them sending you any business. Always have the mindset of thinking of helping others grow, do more, and help them with whatever they need if you can. There was a lady in Canada during COVID. She crushed all the numbers, and they're like, how did you do it? What was it that you did? And she said, I called all my clients and asked them, was there anything that I could do for them during these times? And then next thing you know, her numbers just exploded. So keep keep going with that. COVID is done, but people still need help. People still need you still need to make those relationships. So reach out to people, ask them what is it that what they need help with in their life, and see if you can help them in any way you can.
Hey guys, Wally, Elibiary. All right, so what is 24/7 mindset? Most times when you hear 24/7, you're thinking what? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just grinding, hustling. I learned over time, a 24-year career in mortgage and multiple other businesses that I own is, unfortunately, you'll get burnt out. I became an absent father, I became an absent husband, and I became a poor business leader because I was trying to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to build a business, maintain a business. When I learned how to work smarter, not just harder, by doing things the best way it could be done, instead of just simply doing my best, I learned how to work only 24 hours a week, 7 months a year, while I got paid from the business residually 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can do the same. Welcome to the show.
All right. Thank you for making today's podcast. I'm really excited. So Sean Malachi has been a top producer for a very, very long time, but also we've been good buds on social media. So if you make a comment on any of my posts, I'll obviously always answer it, but then I'll say, hey, why don't you come on, share your story on the 24/7 Mindset podcast. And obviously we want to embark a lot of everybody's wisdom on so many loan officers out there. So thank you so much for joining the show, Sean.
Thanks for having me, Wally. It's great to be here.
Yeah, awesome. So how long have you kind of been in the business, or what's your business kind of look like now?
I got into the business in 2007. I was having dinner with a few friends during Christmas, and we were discussing our numbers, our incomes. And I almost fell out of my chair when they told me how much they made doing mortgages. I went to school and I did pretty good in school, and I had a decent job, but it was nothing compared to what they were making. So I told them, I said, is there an opportunity for me to join the team? They said the door is open. I gave my resignation and I joined them.
What were you doing at the time, career-wise?
I was doing marketing for a car company, and it was a decent money that I was getting at the time, but I'm glad I made the change.
Yeah. It's funny about the entrepreneurial side that mortgage has. When I talk to loan officers in their previous careers, now they've got the potential. Sometimes they achieve it, sometimes they don't. But they've got the potential to make in a month what they used to make in a year. And it's just so unlimited. But as you've gone through some of your record months that you've had, was it because that a business plan came to life? Was it because interest rates dropped? Or tell me about how your record months come along.
Well, the best thing that I learned in this business from Todd Duncan and my good friend Callum Ross was that if we go after people who want mortgages, we make a living. But if we go after people who know people who want mortgages, we make a killing. That's when we actually can make a fortune. So I concentrate on that. I try to build relationships with people that I know they can constantly send me leads and provide keep sending me leads, and having that relationship with them. I service them the best way I can, and I get to work with a lot of their clients.
Yeah, Todd Duncan's like the GOAT, greatest of all time, one of the best leaders in the mortgage space. I learned a crap ton from him. I'm a huge fan, as you've seen me at his seminars. But and you know, I think it's comical. Like he's been referenced like 8 different times in my book about things I learned from him. So I got to ask you, and I'm a little bit afraid to ask. Have you read 24/7 Mindset, the book?
Not all of it yet. It's just been so crazy. I started my own brokerage recently, but I haven't got through it yet. I do have it on my shelf, and I do. I'm gonna. You're great, Wally. I've seen you at the most of the sales masteries, but at the same time, I went to a number of the. There was the, what do you call it? The
High Trust Sales Academy.
Sales Academy. It used to be called Boot Camp
Yep.
before. So I went to both of them, and I remember seeing you there too. So although you're so good at what you're doing, you're constantly sharpening yourself, getting better. And I saw someone from your team, Shane, that was there too, and I spoke with him. So I like to see people who are even who are doing so good in this business, but they're also constantly learning and doing good for themselves and their team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think the most successful of us in our space have an abundance mindset. And when you have an abundance mindset, you know, I was asked, I've been asked multiple times, why the heck would I write a book and tell everything that made me special in the business? And, you know, when the book hit the Amazon bestseller list, it hit the Barnes and Noble bestseller list, hit the Wall Street Journal bestseller list, you know, there's thousands of copies sold. And, you know, there's only 67,000 loan officers nationwide. And to see how much impactful it's been, and to get pictures or texts or posts about people reading it, it's such an inspiration. And then you take that, and after 24/7 Mindset, the academy has been built out, and then now we're helping loan officers. Over 300 loan officers have gone through the academy. It's just super cool to see the impact. And I think if you think of abundance mindset, you can think there's just so much more that you can give out there that we all can learn from each other.
Definitely. No, I'm sorry that I haven't read the whole book yet, but I will make sure it's going to be done by next week.
Good. Well, tell me a little bit about, so you just became a broker. You became a broker or brokerage?
Broker owner.
Broker owner. So you have your own wholesale line, or are you just straight broker?
I am just a broker. Yeah, we work with different banks.
So I've been in mortgage now 26 years, and the first 24 years I always worked retail, and became a broker. I think it was like middle or end of last year. And then about 2 months ago, became my own brokerage, become a mini correspondent. And I absolutely love it. And the freedom and the flexibility of being a broker in a brokerage, instead of being under an umbrella of a retail branch, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's one of these things that if you want to do mortgage easier, stay in retail. You want to be more entrepreneurial and building an asset that's in mortgage, then start your own brokerage. But starting my own, having my own wholesale line and building that out and being a mini correspondent has been an absolute game changer. It's super cool, the difference. And now, you know, we're built out, Aspire Mortgage Advisors is built out more as a brokerage that's in the retail space. So most brokerages, there's not really much support around it. It's usually just a one-man shop. And what's been pretty neat about it is we built out the client concierge team for every one of our brokers. So we call the database for every single one of my brokers. We do 7-day call after closing. We do a 30-day call for the loan officer after closing. We call their past client and schedule on their calendar for the 6-month call. Then also from there, we call and schedule the annual mortgage review for the loan officer on their calendar. So it's like so much support there. Then we've got a business development team with a social media marketing specialist, an IT automation specialist, a verbal coach. You know, what's super neat about being in the brokerage is obviously there's more revenue to you as the owner, since it's less overhead. But then it's also pretty neat because you can build it to absolutely whatever you want it to become.
Absolutely. I'm most of my team, they are newer agents. That's the way I like it. I want to teach them how to grow. I want professionals, mostly in the, if it's better if they're in the finance background, because people in finance understand changes. They know things in this business changes constantly. What was around last week, it doesn't exist anymore with most lenders. They're
Yeah.
constantly changing. So I thought I broke 50. I'm 52 years old. I thought we get to an age that we want to work less, but at the same time, we want to teach more. I know a lot. I know I'm not just a little, I don't do the cookie cutter type of business. I'm the non-conforming specialist. And a lot of my business comes from other brokers because they can't handle these big commercial deals or stuff that not it's not just a residential your typical residential mortgage. And having this brokerage is going to help me uh, teach him not just how to do the mortgages, but at the same time all these coachings that I received in the past, I can tell my team what works, what doesn't, and what's going to work for them, what's easier to do, rather than for them to go out there and try to create this wheel. The wheel's already created. Just follow it, follow the plan, and make it happen for them.
So how many years were you in retail? Then like what was your inspiration to become a broker?
I worked for some good brokerages, and I worked with maybe one that wasn't so good. So I learned how to treat people right. In this business, it's a stressful business, nothing like I guess, emergency doctor, but we do have that stress of working with a client, sometimes losing a deal, not being able to close, something happening. So we want to make sure the process is smooth, and at the same time getting paid is right. So I learned how to actually create a system that's going to be great for agents. They're here, they're going to have fun, we're going to do a lot of business together and get paid good money and enjoy life. So I learned a lot. I worked for a top producer that we had to come in the office, and every morning we had to talk about football. If I didn't talk about football, my Dallas Cowboys, he would ask me to leave the room and come back in with just my attitude and come back in. But at the same time, I worked for a top producer that if we ever mentioned any sports, we were timed out. So it was, I learned a different, both great people, but how they ran their teams.
Yeah.
And based on that, I created my own system that's going to be something that people enjoy. If you're having fun, it's easier for you to learn. No one likes to be stressed or go through or go through all these struggle when they're a part of a brokerage or a team. So I
Absolutely.
go ahead.
So
Sorry.
how many years have you been a broker or brokerage now?
This is my own brokerage. I just started it, so we are just a couple of months in. Callum Ross was my best friend. He was a business partner. We just lost him recently, so it was a huge hit to me. It's I've never felt grief like I did after losing Callum, and now I just know he's his intentions was for me to keep going, to pick up the pieces and keep going. So we just started it. We just added like 5 agents to our team, and hoping to grow this. Not huge brokerage. I'm thinking maybe 12 agents max, but something that I can service my agents as much as I can. I can help them with anything that they need.
Yeah, Callum was an amazing human being. We spent a lot of time together at the sales mastery stage when he came in. He was part of like Todd Duncan's world, and just an amazing guy. If I remember correctly, he's got a couple daughters.
Correct.
Yep, and just a great inspiration to be around. So, for the viewers out there listening, obviously we're both in mortgage, but he keeps saying the word agents. So majority of our viewers are going to be in the United States, and you're in Canada. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yep. So in Canada, loan officers are called agents. In the U.S., loan officers are just called loan officers, and agents are where realtors are. So when you're hearing him say agents, he means Canadian loan officers that are in Canada. Do I have that right?
Oh, that's correct. Yes.
Yeah. So it's do you know who Scott Peckford is?
I do. I sure do. It's like I'm so happy for him because in Canada we don't have like the coaching and the love that Americans have. It's we are known as the nicest people, but that's so far from the truth. In Canada, everyone is a threat. It's like everyone feels as long as they teach you what they know, you're a competitor. Why are they going to do that? They don't realize the concept of you rise by like the more you give, the more you get. All this stuff that you read, it's all true.
Yeah.
I came to sales mastery, and there's a guy from small town Kentucky stands on the stage and tells you everything that he does in his business, and none of us are a threat to him because he doesn't feel that way. But in Canada, you would see the biggest mortgage producer in Canada will not tell you anything that he knows. So getting back to your point about Scott, I'm glad he's doing what he's doing because he's helping a lot of people grow in this business.
Yeah, he's got over 300 agents now. He's actually he and I are in talks about partnering up with 24/7 Mindset in Canada. So he's become an affiliate for 24/7 Mindset. He's helping with our post closing process. I like him a lot. I mean, he flew down here in Dallas about a month ago, and we got to have lunch, kind of hang out for a little bit. And he's got a event in Cancun in January for brokers, Canadian brokers, and he's asked me to come speak. So if you make it out, that would be good to see you there. But it's the reason I say all that is I've definitely had to tweak what I say when I'm talking to Canadian loan officers versus American loan officers.
Yes, the idea is the same. Ultimately, we're helping with the home purchases or refinances, but yeah, some of the lingo is different. I We got to get registered with the government, and the way they register you, they either register you as an agent or a broker.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about. So here's a question: when we talk about vision and we talk about mission, what do you want when someone? What's the name of your brokerage?
The mortgage management team.
Okay, so when you want someone to think of the mortgage management team, how do you want them to feel?
It's we are helping them create wealth. We use real estate as a tool for many Canadians to use in order to generate wealth. It's hard. The days of having a good job and getting a pension and retiring with your government pension or any type of pension, it's long gone. It's we got to fend for ourselves. And the problem is we are living longer and longer. So I want them to think that the mortgage management team is kind of like the Ritz Carlton of the mortgage services. They are taken care of. It's a system that we have. The service that we offer that it's unlike anyone else. We don't sell rates. If someone calls me today and says, Sean, what's the lowest rate? I will refer him to Google to do the Google search for the lowest rate and go after them. So obviously we'll get them the best rate possible for them. But being a certified financial planner, I want to know more about them. There's something that I can do. Hopefully, most likely, it's going to save them not tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars over the time that they have this mortgage. So it's not just taking an order, putting it in, give them a rate, and then forgetting about them. Our relationship mostly starts after the mortgage closes.
Yeah, and that's where I think what's beautiful about Canadian agents is you guys have a residual piece that comes with post closing, where like the unfortunate thing for American loan officers is once we close and fund and once we receive the commission, there's no other money that we make unless we stay in relationship with clients, and that's the whole vision of the post closing process that I built, which is the 7-day call after closing, 30-day call after closing, 6-month call, annual mortgage review, and then the mortgage efficiency checkup every 12 months. You know, staying in a relationship and referring them to CPAs, financial advisors, family will attorneys, insurance agents, and creating the whole post-closing process has been a game changer for our business. So it's really neat that you stay in relationship with your clients after closing.
Yes, everyone always says we want our clients to always think of us when they're thinking about mortgages. The only way they're gonna do that if you follow up with them, if you constantly call them. We don't, but like I send Thanksgiving cards to all my clients. They get holiday cards. Everyone gets it. Birthday phone calls, and if they were referred from a realtor, I get the realtor on the phone too, because the realtor is not going to remember their birthday. We do. So we call them, the realtors on the phone. We get the borrower on the phone and tell them like, yeah, the realtor just called me today, told me it was your birthday, and we wanted to call and wish you a happy birthday. So the realtor is super happy, and the client's going to remember that.
Good, good. Well, tell me a little bit about where do you want to see your mortgage business 1 year from now?
We are going to have at least 10 agents, mortgage loan officers working here, and we are going to be doing more than 100 million volume, at least. I am going to be working a lot less, but I'm going to be helping the team as much as I can. I have a place down south that I go to, but I work from there too. So I want to be working less, enjoying life a bit more, taking my partner on more trips, and enjoying life more, letting the team take care of the things themselves, take care of the brokerage themselves. I own a number of real estate properties like yourself. I learned earlier on that it's a good thing to build your wealth using real estate. So I bought a number of properties, multiplexes, condominiums, and they help a lot. That's part of me wanting to work less and then start enjoying my retirement rather than waiting until I'm 60, 65 years old, 70 years old. So I want to probably in about 5 years, definitely have a date in mind that I'm going to be retiring.
You jumped to my last question, was where do you want to see your business 5 years from now? So when you're 57 years old, where do you want your business to look like?
The business is pretty much going to be run by the team. They're going to have everything to do with it. I will be still part owner. I will be still owner. I'll make sure that each agent gets part ownership of this business. So ultimately, when I'm retired, it's going to be theirs. I'll get I'll make my own, like I guess from my clients, whatever that comes in, I'll get my share of business out of it. But I want to try. The main reason I created this brokerage was so I can actually start working less and less going forward, and following your 24/7 model, and doing the things that are more important in life than just working.
That's awesome. So when you heard of the title 24/7 mindset, what kind of came to mind? And then were you surprised when it's 24 hours a week, 7 months a year, instead of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
Well, if it wasn't from you, I would have thought the second. I would have. I know who you are, so as soon as I knew it was from you, I knew definitely it's not 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's not the Wally that I know. So it's but if I heard it from anyone else, any other coach that would have said this, I would assume it's like always be on. This is a system that your mind's always on, working 24/7. But no, I like your idea much better.
Yeah. Well, I just think I mean, we both have done this for a long time. I'm a 26 year, and I think you realize in life that there's a much higher level of success when you work smarter, not just harder. But when you work smarter, you've got to build systems, you've got to build models, you've got to build technologies. Then you got to have the team around you to be able to accomplish it, which buys back your time. There's a great book. I should probably look it up so I don't butcher the name. I think it's Buy Back Your Time, and it talked about. As I finished reading it, it talked about when you're buying back your time, every dollar that you make in your business, how do you take 20 cents of that dollar and go have a better processing system, or a faster computer system, or an assistant, or someone who manages your email, someone who manages your calendar? How do you buy back some of your time? And it was pretty cool to really think about look through those lenses of how do you How do you generate revenue to buy back your time instead of just generate revenue just to pay more taxes?
Oh, no, exactly. You need to have. That's some of the best thing that I learned was the systems that I put in my business. We can easily pick a check mark under contact, and flowers will be sent to them on their anniversary, or depending what it is, they would get cookies delivered to them at work. So it's going to take a lot of time if you had to actually go call the person, call the vendor, tell them what you have to do. So, back to your point, creating all those systems is going to allow you to do a lot more, and ultimately have a lot more time available to do other things.
Absolutely. And that's where I think it's like really, really important. So, all right. So I'm going to give you our closing thoughts, our closing comments. A lot of loan officers did really well in 2020, 2021, 2022. And in 2023, they started really struggling a lot financially, struggling a lot production wise. Now, 2024, we're hopefully seeing some light in the tunnel, but there's still a lot of loan officers out there struggling. Sean, what advice do you have for loan officers in this market today of 6, 7, 8% rates? And what advice do you have for them for keep moving forward?
There are always opportunities. This is the best year I've had so far. I flushed all the numbers and I still have a quarter to go. I think for everyone, you always have to think what's in it for them. Always think about how can I add value to this person's life, not about what can I get this mortgage, how can I get this mortgage. You call clients, see how you can help them with their life, whatever you can do to help them. You call your referral partners, what is it that you can do to help them, not about them sending you any business. Always have the mindset of thinking of helping others grow, do more, and help them with whatever they need. If you can, if you're able to do it, help them as much as you can. The more you help people, there was a lady in Canada during COVID. She crushed all the numbers, and they're like, "How did you do it? What was it that you did?" And she said, "I called all my clients and asked them, was there anything that I could do for them during these times?" And then next thing you know, her numbers just exploded. So keep keep going with that. COVID is done, but people still need help. People still need you still need to make those relationships. So reach out to people, ask them what is it that what they need help with in their life, and see if you can help them in any way you can.
That's absolutely brilliant, simple and brilliant. I think that's just the biggest thing. There's so much wisdom in the ability of pouring into others, because that's what we all fell in love in this mortgage business to do, that we're responsible for being able to put the roof over that family's head. We're responsible of being able to help them turn that house into a home. And that responsibility, there's a lot of gratification that we feel, and we do that multiple times a month and hundreds of times a year. And we do it for year after year. So it's pretty neat to hear you have that great core values of helping others. So kudos to you for that.
Thanks, Wally. It has helped. It does work, and it's again, learn that from Todd Duncan. You can listen to Todd. He has probably tens of thousands of hours of podcast recordings, videos, and in none of them he ever talks about anyone sending him a mortgage deal. It's always about the other party. It's always about how we can add value to the other person.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. And I really, really appreciate it. And if someone wants to follow you, do you want them to follow you more on Instagram, Facebook, or what's kind of, where do you want them to connect to?
I have the brokerage now, the mortgage management team, or Sean Malachi. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. We're on even TikTok, I guess. I don't know. Are you guys allowed to have TikTok on there? Or?
Yes, we're allowed to have TikTok.
Okay.
I try to get my kids off it, but I'm losing that battle. But yes, so that's awesome. They'll definitely follow you. And if you're in Canada and you're an agent in Canada, definitely reach out to Sean. He's an absolutely great guy, and you'll definitely enjoy your conversation with him.
Thanks, Wally. Much appreciated. Thanks for having me. It was great, and all the best.
You bet. We'll talk to you soon. See you guys next time.
So thank you so much for listening today. It means a lot you took time out of your day. I don't take that lightly. Understand very clearly that you're very busy. With that being said, if you want to continue your journey and learn more about 24/7 Mindset, if you're on Facebook, which I'm going to guess you are, then go to 24/7 Mindset on Facebook and join the private community. I do coaching tips on there on a daily basis, but from scripts on there to systems on there, models, and the ability to be able to grow and scale a business while you have a quality of life. Hope to see you there.